Hey guys, what's up? Mano here and welcome back to the channel. This episode is a special one because we will be talking about one of my favorite Hondas from the 1980s, the XL600R. The bike that we have here is another unit that we have had for quite a while, and as you can see, it's missing an engine. This is not the 83 XL600 that you see me riding all the time, but a different one from the same year owned by my dad. The original engine is in pieces and some major parts such as the head, block, and carbs are missing, all because of some lowly mechanic who decided to experiment on this and lose those parts. Maybe he sold those. I don't know. XR and XL parts are like gold here. Okay, what we will be doing right now is to put this bike back on the road. This will be part 1 of a project series and this will take a couple episodes to finish. Hopefully, we will be able to get this bike up and running soon. With the help of Revolt Cycles, we will be doing something that some of you XL600R owners might be wondering or thinking of. And that is, if an XR600R engine in some of its parts will fit into the XL600 chassis. Alright, quick story. A couple of months ago, I found a murdered 1986 Honda XR600 that was turned into a scrambler, cafe racer of some sort. If there's something that I hate seeing more than a neglected classic, it's a murdered and modified legend turned into something that is not roadworthy. The price was too good to refuse, so I got it. It's got a vehicle registration and it was running according to the previous owner. So I got this dirt cheap with the sole intention of transplanting the engine into the XL frame that we have here. Now firing up this bike was very simple. Typical XR reliability. Clean the carbs, put in a new spark plug, fresh gas, and a couple of kicks, and it's running. Okay, the engine of this bike is not perfect. Number one, the exhaust is made out of, cheap materials, and I don't know why he went with this design. It's pretty weird. He chopped off, the rear section of the frame and did something to the bike. I have no idea, honestly. I'm just not gonna talk about this anymore. Anyway, question number 1: is the XR600 engine a straight drop in into the XL frame? The answer is a solid yes. Just use the stock engine mounts of the XL frame and you're good. You will need some spacers for the lower front engine mount though to make it fit properly. But everything else is a straight drop in. The rear engine mount, the top engine mount, and the front engine mount is a perfect fit. The one in the bottom front though, you will need the spacers. Now take note, the XL frame that we have here is a 1983 model and the engine that we have is from a 1986 XR600. The mounts may be the same and they look exactly the same, but there are differences between the XL600 and XR600 engine, such as the displacement. 589cc with a bore and stroke of 100 by 75 centimeters for the XL600, fed by two 28mm carbs producing 45 horsepower and 48 Nm of torque. As for the XR600, it's 591cc with a bore stroke of 97 by 80 centimeters. Carburation is the same, but you get a max output of 46 horsepower and it's earlier in the RPMs, and you get more torque at 52 Nm. Okay, let's move to the rear suspension setup. The entire XR600 monoshock and swing arm assembly is a direct bolt-on to the XL600 frame. If you are thinking of upgrading your XL steel swing arm to an aluminum unit from the XR, then now you know. Monoshock height is basically the same, but the XR shock has preload, rebound, and damping adjustability, while the XL unit only has preload and damping. Now the XR swing arm measures at 23.5 inches end to end. The stock steel unit from the XL is shorter at 21 inches. Switching to the XR swing arm also allows you to run an 18-inch rear rim if that is your thing, since it's longer and has more space up front. As for the rear brakes, the stock XL600 hub will not fit the XR swing arm, and vice versa. The XL swing arm's inner width is at 9 inches while the XR is only 8 inches wide. You may have noticed that we have here is a disc rear brake. That is not a Honda piece but rather a rear hub from a Kawasaki KMX125 that was modified to fit the XR swing arm. Now there are other differences also, such as the XL having a charging coil for the battery while the XR only has a lighting coil for the headlight. The XR engine is also a bit harder to kickstart as compared to the XLs. Also, the oil lines from the frame to the engine are slightly different, but with some creative rerouting, those will fit. Alright, since this is still part 1 of this build, I can already imagine the more aggressive power output of the XR engine, combining that with the user-friendly ergonomics of the XL frame. This is going to be one fun ride. The longer swing arm and better rear suspension will provide a much more stable ride on the pavement and in the dirt also. Anyway, like this video if you found this informative and subscribe to my channel if you want to follow this build. And if you have suggestions or XR know-how to share with me and everyone, feel free to post your thoughts below. Stay tuned for the next episode of this build, and as always, see you next time. Bye.